Have you ever stood on a skateboard before?
Oh, I better stop this. I'm okay, baby. Nothing happened.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hotboxin.
And Mike is knocked out. This is another great episode of Mike Tyson's Hotboxin, and I'm Mike Tyson.
And I'm Sebastian Joseph Day, and we have the one and only
The one and only
Tony Hawk.
Thank you.
Big time.
It's an honor. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Talk to us, man. You're the first guy that really made this popular, you know?
I stand on the shoulders of giants, but I appreciate it.
No, but listen, that may be true, but you took it to the next level
Oh, well, thank you.
on their shoulders.
I guess that my only secret is I never quit.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. I always say the same thing.
And still to this day,
say
I haven't
forgot
quit.
to quit. I
Yeah.
forgot to quit. So tell me, what kind of tournaments have you been to? You ever been overseas in tournaments?
All over.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in the 80s, they had a bunch of competitions. They had them all over Europe, Germany, England, Australia.
You go to Asia?
Not so much back then, but now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Olympics were in Tokyo, and
Yeah.
skateboarding was there.
Do you think that you obviously drove the bus for the Olympics to bring in skateboarding?
I was getting ready to say that too.
I helped advocate for it, for sure. And then once I saw that it looked like it was sort of being fast tracked in, then I removed myself because I didn't want to be part of those decisions, especially with the judging and all the other things. And I also didn't want anyone to think I'm cashing in on that. So I was just like, yeah, it's cool, it's in. I'm gonna watch now.
Wow.
But I did get to go, and
Yeah.
very few people got to go.
That's fire.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
But yeah, what made you want to do that?
My older brother was a surfer.
skate a surfer?
Yeah, and he skated mid 70s when it was sort of it was like a trend, and the Dogtown Z-Boys crew was coming up, and so he was skating, and I just used one of his hand-me-down boards to get around the neighborhood. That's how I started.
You know, have you seen, I would say adults and young kids use a skateboard for transportation? Have you been seeing that?
Oh yeah, yeah,
That
absolutely.
blows my mind.
Especially through COVID. There was a huge boom in skateboard sales because of that.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not losing my mind. I know what I'm
No,
seeing.
they're much more than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some awesome people on these skates in their business suits. I'm thinking, what the fuck? That's a new trend.
Just getting around?
Yeah, all day. The whole
Kick push.
yeah.
That's
kick.
fire.
For the coolest and smoothest smoking experience, you need a freezable pipe, bubbler, bong, or dab rig from Freeze Pipe.
The secret is, Mike, freezable glycerin chambers that come in every piece. Look at this, Mike. Pop one of these chambers in the freezer for 1 hour. And as smoke passes through it, it instantly is chilled by over 300 degrees. So icy, man. The result is a bigger, smoother hit with zero chest or throat burn.
Cough less and enjoy easier way to smoke with these glass pipes. All right.
Glycerin is a non-toxic fatty gel commonly found in food and sweeteners. It freezes quicker than water and stays frozen longer, Mike. You may have tried putting ice in your bong before, but having smoke pass through a frozen glycerin chamber, Mike, will change how you light up forever, yo.
Yo, dig, right? You can do it this way. Pipes, bubblers, bongs, dab rigs, and more at thefreezepipe.com.
Get 10% off at thefreezepipe.com with the promo code HOTBOXIN, right?
And again, that's 10% off thefreezepipe.com. Promo code HOTBOXIN, baby.
Tony, since you started the whole thing of revolutionizing skateboarding,
Oh, he's gonna say, no, it wasn't me. It was on giant steps. No, come on, man. It was you.
where do you think it is now since you started?
Oh man, when I started, certainly wasn't a career.
Mm-hmm.
If you were the best of the best, it meant that you got free gear and maybe your picture in the magazine.
Wow.
And then once you reached an adult age, you had to find a job. That was the way it was, and it was very underground. Through the '80s, we had some success where skateboarding kind of took off. Back to the Future had skateboarding in it, and that lit a spark. And then it kind of died off in the '90s again. And I think where it is now, it's much more. There's much more of a foundation set. It's much more here to stay.
Sure.
Obviously, the Olympic inclusion helps with international recognition and also just with overall inclusivity, like with gender and countries and backgrounds. So I feel like it's on a really good course to just becoming a standard activity sport that you choose to do as readily as you choose football, baseball, basketball.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
I once witnessed a documentary of this guy, and they were in California, maybe Venice, and it was this guy. He did a move where he was on some concrete that was stupid, and he jumped off the concrete and went up and did a Jesus on the cross. You ever see that guy before?
Christian Osoy.
That's him, huh? The
Christ
Jesus.
there.
Ooh, badass,
Yeah,
right?
badass.
Wait,
Badass.
and he lands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's his signature move.
Ooh,
Yeah.
listen, that's the
I
only
love
guy.
how you picked that out of all the
Yeah.
things.
That
Yeah.
never-
So Christian
never
and I
forgot that.
were good friends through the '80s and competitors, rivals.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of the events, especially
That's what that show was about
Yeah.
competition.
yeah. So
Street
that's
style.
in those
Street
years,
style.
like '85 to '89, '90, he and I were getting top 2 all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it was a little rival. So that was probably your.
I knew he was special.
That was probably
man.
your biggest competition back then.
Absolutely, yeah. But I mean, he was all style and all flair, and
Yeah.
I was like the skinny robot trick guy.
proficient,
So
right? Yeah.
yeah, so it was people were very divided in terms of who they wanted to support.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, this is badass.
Yeah, that's
break
him.
your back. You can't have sciatica. Sciatica will, no matter of fact, if you do that, you won't have sciatica,
He's
right?
still doing it. He's still doing it.
Is that the guy?
That's him. Yeah,
What the fuck?
that looks like footage from '88 right there.
Wow.
But listen, I'm sorry to stroke your ego again. How come everybody know your name and he's so great no one knows him? Why did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know who. No offense.
Well, if you were a skater in those days, definitely knew him. Christian fell in some hard times, but he made it out, and he's really cleaned himself up, and he's back in a big way. So
Is he
if
still
you were
doing
to,
that?
what's up?
Is he still skating?
He's still skating. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Look at this guy.
he just never quit.
You're recovering right now from an injury. Is that correct?
Yeah, I broke my femur in March
Ooh, skating.
skating. Yeah.
What were you trying to like? You were doing a move or something?
I was doing a move that I've done for decades,
Uh-huh.
and it's one that I'm kind of known for.
Yeah.
And I was cocky. I was just kind of cruising my ramp. I didn't have enough speed. I thought I could adjust for it, and before I knew it, I was sliding across the bottom with my leg dangling behind me, and I was like, "What the hell just happened?" Yeah, that's kind of the that's an animation of what it looked like. I was fully padded, and yeah, it's been the toughest recovery by far. I broke it clean in half.
Clean in half.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, compound fracture, bone sticking out over here.
Holy. crap.
So
That's skating.
skating, yeah. So I've been skating again. It's a slow road to recovery. I've got some of my tricks back, but it really messed with my confidence
Yeah.
in a big way. Where suddenly the stuff that I used to take for granted that I could do without even thinking, I absolutely hesitate and worry about what could happen, which
Yeah.
was never like me. So
If you don't mind me asking, how's the recovery? Because I'm an athlete. Mike's an athlete. I'm an athlete right now. How is the recovery process with that? If you don't mind me asking.
it's been super hard. It's full time
Yeah.
and it's very incremental. I'm used to having
You have to do
injuries
that
where
therapy, huh? You have to do the therapy.
a lot of therapy, yeah. But I'm used to having injuries where I make these big milestones through the years. Like I've had knee surgeries, and I broke my elbow and broke my rib and a bunch of other stuff. But this is the first time where it's like, oh, I can kind of do this better now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not some great stride.
It's baby steps.
Yeah. So when I go skate, it's frustrating because I want to have some aha moment where it's like, oh, I'm back, and now it's like, no, it's not going to happen like that, especially at my age.
It's hard. Listen, I had a fight now. My meniscus snapped, and that's
Did you get it cut out?
no, I had a laser, but that was like 15 years ago. And every now and then I feel crack. I can still feel it. Like if I do something drastic, it might pop. I have to warm it up first. Yeah.
I had meniscus tears both knees.
Yeah, I've done mine as well on my right.
Yeah.
So
Never to say.
I'm telling you.
That's all you got, Mike? Is just a crack in your knee once in a while?
No, my hands. Yeah, I didn't really get no head damage or anything, but my hands. I'm just born nuts. My knee and my hands. And no, I had a motorcycle accident and I broke my shoulder. But I never got it fixed. I never knew it was broken until 5 years later. The doctor asked me, how long your shoulder's been broken? I said, my shoulder's never been broken. He said, yes, it has. Never knew.
Wow.
Was this during your
On the
career?
yeah, my motorcycle accident. Smooth Sack Summer is slowly coming to an end, fellas. And as we enter fall, keep your boys clean and fresh for a fresh ball fall. The leaders in the below the belt grooming is here to make sure that you feel smooth and smell fresher than your girl's pumpkin spice. The Manscaped Perform Package at 4.0 has everything you need. Inside this package, you find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, weed whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, crop preserver, ball deodorant, crop reviver, ho, toner, performance, boxer briefs, and a travel bag. There's Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. Features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor and a new multi-function on and off switch that can engage a travel lock and gives you the ability to turn the 4,000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Did I mention this trimmer is waterproof too? Also, lather up with the Manscaped liquid formula to get that freshness. The crop preserver, the ball deodorant with the smoothing aloe vera formula that keeps you smelling good. Manscaped doing 2 free gifts to their performance. Package 4.0, the Manscaped boxers, and the Shed travel bag. Keep yourself groomed from head to toe with the Sheer 2.0, a luxury nail groomer kit. This kit includes stainless steel, nail cutters, tweezers, and grooming scissors for your balls. Get 20% off with free shipping with the code Hotboxin at manscaped.com, okay? Again, that's 20% off free shipping with the code Hotboxin at manscaped.com.
Scary to think that I've had more concussions than Mike Tyson.
Oh, God.
You haven't worked, really?
Yeah, I don't know if I had a concussion. Maybe when I fell and hit my head a couple of times from being a drunk, but I don't remember.
I wish I could say that's what mine was from. Yeah, I've had dozens in my life from skating.
You get that EKG stuff when they check on you?
Yeah, I've had it tested, and yeah, I'm not a real candidate for CTE, but you know, I'm always very aware and checking on all the new advancements and stuff.
I can dig it. I do the same thing.
Yep.
Same thing. One day they're going to have a pill to make us live 100 years, huh?
Just one pill?
No, you take one pill. Boom.
That's
200 years under the belt.
200 years of living, that's a long-ass time.
Yeah, that sounds exhausting.
That sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
Not if you're not getting older. You just live like that.
True.
So, Tony, can we talk about you understanding the business side of skateboarding? How'd you get into that? Like, how'd you get into that, falling into that?
Well, in some ways, I fell into it when in the early '90s, when skating was taking a dive in popularity. I found myself with 2 mortgages, a newborn, and my income just dropping every month, like by half, because it was all based on royalties. And I wanted to do something to stay in the industry. And I thought my days as a pro were over. This is 1992. And so I started a skate company because I felt like skating had already been cyclical. It's, went in waves of popularity and maybe it was due to come around again. And if I had a skate company, then I would be more behind the scenes, but still be in the industry because I loved it. It really like it gave me my sense of identity. And so I started a skate company. It limped along for about 4 years. Like it was pretty rough trying to make a living at it. And so that was my first venture into business. And so I learned in the most trying way how to make it work. And then as things started to ramp up, forgive the pun, as things started to get better, and then things happened like the X Games, and I got a video game deal. I was already prepared for how to navigate that and how to keep it core and how to keep it authentic because I had done that with my skate company. So that's how I got into it. And it wasn't until probably early 2000s that I really figured out how to make things work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do you have sponsorship?
Sponsorships, yeah. A lot of it was based on licensing and royalties. But through those years, especially the early days of the X Games, I had all kinds of sponsors.
I remember it was a movie in maybe the early 90s. Yeah, it was. It was called Kids.
Yeah.
Kids, and everybody was the roller skating ring, and one guy was fucking and then he hit him with the skate, and all the boys started beating his ass.
That wasn't the best representation of skateboarding at the
A
time.
bunch of gangsters on skates.
It's a good movie, though.
Yes, brilliant, yeah.
I love the one about, you actually spoke about it, the movie that talks about this, how it started out in California.
Yeah, Dogtown, Z-Boys.
Fire, that movie's fire. I love that movie.
Yeah, I think it's a good history of how we got to where we are because a lot of people ask me, even half pipes are confusing to people. What are half pipes? How it's because we were trying to emulate pool skaters.
Yeah.
And those guys were skating pools because they were trying to emulate waves.
Yeah.
That's where it all started.
That's amazing.
I'm gonna make a movie, a bunch of bank riders on skates.
Like Point Break?
Huh? Yeah,
Point Break?
Skateboarding.
Yeah, you gotta have Tony direct it.
I'll do a cameo in it. I don't want to direct it.
Listen, when they're running from the cops, they just grab a truck and just hold on to under the truck and the skates.
Wait, that's like Gleaming the Cube. I'm in though. If you're gonna fund it, I'm in.
Okay, we will. That'd be cool. The guy's under the truck hiding on the skate. As the truck's going.
Do you remember when we first met? It was
I told you I met him before, didn't I?
You did.
I don't remember I met him before.
I tell that story a lot.
Tell me about it too.
It was I think it was one of the Nickelodeon events.
Yeah, I had my kids with me.
Kids' Choice Awards.
Yeah.
You were in the green room.
Yeah.
And the Jersey Shore had just started.
Yes, I was back with them.
Yeah, so you were sitting on a couch alone, and they were all the buzz. They were the new show and whatever, and people were going crazy over him. And I saw Mike, and I was like, Mike Tyson over there sitting alone.
Yeah.
So
insane.
I went, sat by you, introduced myself, and I remember there was a moment where you realized you connected my name with a video game, and you looked over at me with your hands like on a controller. Saying, "Do that video game, skateboard video game." And I was so hyped.
That's awesome. That video game's amazing.
Oh,
I
I
get pumped on video games.
I think that was one of the first selfies I ever took.
Listen, at one time I was so hooked on video games. Any gig I had, they had to have the station.
Yeah.
And then, what was that, 4-2? What was that station, the number of that station again?
PS1?
Yeah.
PlayStation?
It was a number, though.
Nintendo
PS1.
64?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, Nintendo 64, yeah. When they first approached me about doing a game, that was my first reply was, "Oh, so it's for Nintendo 64?" And they said, no, it's for PlayStation. And I was like, but I have a 64. And they said, well, there are many more PlayStations in the world, so we're going to go start there first.
When I had my game, just young kids would come up to me, I fucked you up. I kicked your fucking ass. No, hi, champ. How you doing? Oh, I fucked you up. I said, yeah, thanks a lot, kid. Thanks
Is
a lot.
that Punch Out?
Yeah.
Dude, I love that game. I love that game. Knock him out. Body blow.
Oh, listen, we had Little Nas X, man. That was amazing. This guy's a comedian. He should be a comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Little Nas X.
Yeah, we did a TikTok together where he claimed he could skate, and then I was his stunt double. Clearly, not the same person. But it was fun. He was a good sport.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. I enjoyed that interview.
Yeah, that's so funny that you bring up the story with Mike. So I see on Twitter that you go to places and people always see your name and then it registers. Like how?
Yeah, I mean it goes all different directions, but yeah, that happens a lot.
Now, how does that feel? Because I feel like you're such a recognizable and like well-known guy. Like, how do people like?
It's I can't explain it. I mean, a lot of it has to do with my legal name is Anthony. No one ever called me Anthony through my life, but when I show ID, especially at airports, they're like Anthony Hawk, and I literally the first time it ever happened, where I shared it, this woman, the TSA agent said, "Oh, Hawk, like that skateboarder," and I said, "Exactly," and she said, "Man, I wonder what he's up to these days."
Talking to
And
you.
I said, "This," and then she didn't. There was no registration. She just handed me ID, and I went off, and I shared that story, and that kind of went viral. And so then I just started sharing it when things like that would happen, because they happen all the time, and people think I'm making it up. I'm like, just follow me around. I'll show you. But I also think that they see my face and they connect it maybe with a younger version of me because a lot of people play the video game, and I'm stuck like in this time warp of that era.
Yeah.
And they're like, that guy, well, he can't get old. He can't be that old, so it's not him.
Yeah.
And so it happens all the time.
Your
And
name is embedded in people's head, but not your face.
yeah, or sometimes they just they know, like, I recognize that guy. And I actually had a guy go, "Oh, are you Tom Brady?" I'm like, dude, come on. No. But thank you. I'm flattered.
Well, I think you've aged beautifully.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Not like this guy, but
You're the
thank
king. You're the king.
Thank you.
Tommy. You're the king.
So your son, he's turning
Is he
pro.
here?
Well, one of my sons is here. This one right here, Miles.
Hey, Miles. How
What's
you
up, Miles?
doing? How old
And
are
then
you, Miles?
his brothers are going to be very angry that he
Miles, how
got to
old
come
are
here.
23-year-old. God damn.
So my oldest is 29,
Yeah.
and he is a pro skater.
Fire. How's that feel?
How about you, Miles?
He owns a skate shop here in
Yeah.
West Hollywood.
What's Hollywood?
Yep, Sapazi.
Fire.
Shout out.
If you
Sapazi.
don't skate, you sell skates, huh?
Yeah.
But so I have between my wife and I, we have 6 kids,
Okay.
5 boys, all adults, and they all skate. And they're all good in their own way.
That's beautiful. I want to have a lot of kids too.
It's fun. It's fun.
He just got married.
Oh,
I got
congratulations!
married. I want to have 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That's the.
Yeah. I want to have 4, but
Watch what you wish for.
Man, 3 sets of twins.
That's awesome.
There you go. So, and then I have one girl. She's 14. She's the last one at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun because when we go on a family vacation, the first stop, not by my choice, but by their choice, is the local skate park. Wherever we go, I'm like, you guys, I live skateboarding. Can we do something else?
Yeah. And you get probably as soon as you step foot, it's like
I'm just their filmer.
you're their filmer, but you don't
Yeah.
get swamped by people.
It depends on where we are. I mean, usually we're at some remote locale on vacation, so there aren't a lot of skaters.
You can't go to Venice.
Venice would be
good.
hectic.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good for you.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
Not
That wouldn't be
good. No, it's fun. I mean, it's beautiful that it's so popular now, and that Venice is like.
It's the transportation
Yeah.
now.
But also, people come from all over just to go to the Venice skate park to watch people. I think that's fascinating.
I do that as well.
That's awesome.
'Cause you can't believe what they're doing.
Well, now you got a skateboard, so now you can ride it.
I wish I could sit on. You see some people sitting on the skateboard.
Yeah, you can do that.
You gonna give them lessons, Tony? You gotta give them lessons.
Absolutely. Yeah, anytime.
I'm gonna be
I would like to
fucked up.
see Mike Tyson sitting on a skateboard going down the boardwalk at Venice.
Ooh, if it,
Can you imagine? Did that just happen?
Is that Mike Tyson?
Yeah. What, did I dream that?
hey everybody, I'm the skateboard king.
With a joint in your mouth,
Yeah, I'm
like
the skateboard king.
Wow.
So, oh, I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna say I would be happy to at least teach you how to ride on that board instead of standing on the carpet and trying to kill yourself.
Yes, it was an almost good attempt of me killing myself. Yeah.
The
It
way
was
you,
good recovery though,
yeah, the way you jumped on that board was impressive, though.
Yeah.
Like you jumped on like, whew,
with command.
command.
Yep.
Impressive.
Yeah. I almost died becoming an athlete.
Nah, but Tony, I don't think you understand. So, believe it or not, I used to skateboard.
Get the fuck out.
I'm telling you.
When you were that big?
No.
Why would I not believe it?
So listen,
You wasn't that big, right?
I was this chubby kid, had a blind board,
Yeah.
audio skate shoes,
Sick. That was my sponsor.
and I knew how to do ollies and stuff like that. Had a
What
little
made you want to
ramp.
buy audios?
Huh?
What made you want to buy audios?
Because I thought I went to the skate store. I think I went to like Journeys or like PacSun or something. No, Journeys. And then I saw which one were like the coolest skate shoes. And they're like, which one the best skate shoes? They're like, these are pretty good. These ones are like legit.
Yeah.
So I got them. And yeah, I lived my 2 years of trying to do it. And like Mike said, I was way too big for that shit, man. I had to, and I found football. So.
Yes, you seem like hot.
What size shoe do you have?
16.
Oh man,
Yeah.
That's a challenge. Find
It's
a
a
board.
challenge.
I wear 13s, and my board is pretty big, and
Tony
sometimes
don't look like a 13.
I feel bad selling a board that big sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's suited from my size.
Yeah.
You need a board like a canoe or something.
16s. Damn, that'd be
And
like
a raft.
that'd be like a 9.5 or 10-inch wide board.
Yeah. I felt bad. I was killing that board, man.
Fiberglass crack.
Board was screaming for mercy. But yeah, man.
Tony, here's Ark.
So Tony, what's next in your business? What's next coming up
Yeah,
for
what are
you?
you doing?
Well, I have a foundation for public skate parks called the Skate Park Project, and that has been going for 20 years since 2002, and we help to fund skate parks in underserved areas. We've helped to facilitate over 900 skate parks now.
Wow.
All over the U.S., some international, and I mean that's my proudest work, and we've really hit a stride with how effective we are with our work and our fundraising.
Skateboard.
So I love doing that, and still doing my company Birdhouse 30 years now.
It's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
It's an amazing
Congratulations,
accomplishment.
yes.
Thank you very much. And really, what am I focused on now? I'm trying to get back to the level of skating that I was at before I got hurt.
Yeah.
That's been super hard
Yeah.
and the most humbling experience for sure.
For sure. No, definitely.
I had sciatica for a while. So humbling. Your wife-
Sciatica?
Yeah, your wife had to help you take a shit in the bathroom. You can't move.
Yeah,
Really tough, really tough.
that would be harder than what I'm going through right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I just have a slight limp and I can't skate as good as I used to. But I don't have to have my wife help me to the bathroom yet.
Yeah, I do. Not yet, but not now. But when I got sciatica, hey, please help. As soon as it come out, boom, I hit the floor right away. As soon as I feel like, down.
Is that all the time or just flares up once in a
It
while?
flares up once in a
Yeah.
while. Yeah. If
Damn.
I'm sitting too long, it flares up.
Yeah.
If I'm not active enough.
I feel when I sit too long with my leg, I have to go in stages of standing up.
And walk around sometimes.
Yeah, or like just the act of standing up is like a 3-part thing. It's hard.
Tough being an athlete.
I know, that's the price we pay. You ready for that? When you get to be our age?
Oh,
He's sore right now.
I'm sore right now. I just finished the game.
I
so-
saw him walking. I said, you sore, huh?
I said, yeah, I'm sore. But you guys are actually scaring me now. You're making me nervous.
We're still here.
Yeah,
we're still
kind of
having
nervous
fun,
when I get
right?
older. Huh?
No,
We're still having
listen.
fun.
It's just the way it is. We
Yeah.
deteriorate as we get older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I have a
all right.
podcast too. It's called Hawk versus Wolf with my friend Jason Ellis, who was a pro skater,
Uh-huh.
was a big personality on SiriusXM, and he and I have a podcast where we interview people and tell our ridiculous stories. And
That's fire.
It's fun.
How did that come about? Like, what gave you that idea?
I left SiriusXM, and he left maybe not really by his own decision. And then he was kind of figuring out what to do, and he wanted to start his own podcast, and I said we should start one together. And so we've been doing it together for a couple of years. It's super fun. It's funny. It's funny even if you don't skate. We have good guests.
Does
so
anybody
that's my
dislike
plug.
you?
What's that?
Does anybody dislike you?
Yeah, sure.
You
Absolutely.
Think so? I don't think
I don't
anybody
think so.
dislikes you.
Oh, I appreciate it, but thank you. Yeah,
He
you'd
said, I'm
be
sure.
surprised.
He said, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that I had haters through my whole life.
You have to, yeah.
That's what happens when you're great,
But when you
though.
don't have haters, you're nothing.
Yeah.
It's okay,
You don't have haters, you're nothing.
I'll take that. Sure.
That's what happens when you're successful.
Listen, haters are talking about you. They'll talk about you to the day they die.
Yeah, yeah,
Haters need
Yeah.
the haters. Without haters with nobody.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It was rough though, being so young and having some success in skating, but then kind of
Personally.
being hated by the skate industry because of my style, and it was just like,
'Cause
I
you
like
took-
doing this because it's
you
different.
took it to the next level and they didn't. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, well, thank
and
you.
they couldn't take it to the next level if they thought they could. That's why they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all that stuff, you go through all that stuff, it just makes you more appreciative when you have the
Yeah.
success, and also you learn how to navigate that stuff. Like I had to learn how to figure out how to overcome the bullying that I endured as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't have the resources available that kids have now,
Yeah.
and it sucked.
You know, I don't really believe in. I used to, but the universe touch you. You know, you're touched by the universe. That's why you're here. Like I say, no one, and all due respect, no one knows Jesus. Jesus is insane off the hook, but God touched you.
Oh, thank you. It's funny. So I actually explained this recently. It's something I forgot about, but when we first started my company, Birdhouse, it was my partner and I. He was an ex-pro skater, and we put all of our resources into it. I took out a second mortgage on my house to fund it, and we were heading to our first trade show opening, like as a company. So we're going to this trade show that is skateboarding and surf culture, and we paid for a booth. We were barely scraping by, and I went out. I was leaving the house, and this is no lie. I was leaving the house, and there was a dead hawk in my yard, face down, that had hit the power line or something and died. A hawk. As I'm going to the trade show to introduce my skate company, and I was like, even the universe is a hater. What is this?
Hey man, inspiration, hating is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I overcame it, but that one was brutal.
Yeah. That's
You know,
insane.
you overcame.
I
that
know.
adversity.
I was in San Diego, like north part of San Diego. It wasn't there weren't a lot of hawks flying around,
Yeah.
but this one died and landed right in my yard.
That's nuts. And talking about kind of your haters, you have an awesome HBO docuseries or documentary about you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. Sam Jones made a documentary about my career. Yeah.
Some of your best moments.
Mhm. And worst.
And and do you think, how does it feel? And like, did you think that covered a good amount of things that you kind of wanted your fans to see?
I had no control over that.
Mhm.
I didn't
Oh.
I was just interviewed for it.
Oh,
So to say it's my document, it's about me, but
Yeah.
it's not mine. And I thought that Sam did a great job showing, kind of my life in all of its spectrum.
Mhm.
Sure, there's plenty of things that I feel like that I'm involved with that I would have loved to include, but
Mhm.
it wasn't up to me. I thought it was cool. The biggest concern I have was for my family and,
Mhm.
and for their sense of privacy and also that they're not linked to some sort of movie or something
Mhm.
that presents them in a bad light
For
or
sure.
that's scandalous or you know what I mean.
sure,
So I was
yeah.
thankful that wasn't the directive.
Yeah. Definitely.
You're really a good guy.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Down to earth. Real down to earth.
Yeah, that's all those hits will bring you down to earth.
Ooh.
Literally
dig
and
it.
figuratively. Yeah, we take the hits for sure. I mean, that's the thing about skateboarding. You can't fake it.
Yeah,
You can't buy your way in.
for sure.
And I feel like that's a big reason why it's so diverse. Because it's like just grab a skateboard and you're in.
Yeah.
And if you're good, you're recognized for the fact that you're good, not for where you came from.
Exactly. Money can't buy that spot.
Right.
Can't. All the money in the world can't buy that spot. That's why it's special.
Yeah.
Yours too. Can't buy that shit. You gotta work for that. You can't
Yeah.
buy it. Gotta risk sweat and blood.
If
for
I had the
that.
money, I would have tried to buy it.
Oh, it's not gonna work. I wish I could buy somebody's endurance and take it, right?
Yeah.
And not have to work. That doesn't work that way.
What advice would you give young, inspiring kids that want to be the next Tony Hawk?
Oh man, I mean, as far as making it go in skateboarding, you just have to keep challenging yourself. So don't compare yourself to others always. Don't rest on your accolades.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if something went viral, some trick you did or some video you made, keep building on that.
Mm-hmm.
Because people, you know, it's the internet and it's also the skate industry. They quickly forget. And so you're only as good as your last big thing. And if that happened a long time ago, everyone's going to forget about it. So you got to keep challenging yourself. And I think that's always been my drive. Was I wanted to learn new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't about what place I got. It wasn't about did I get this coverage or did I get on the TV or whatever it was. It was more like, even when I would go to an event, a skate competition, and do well, I'd be right there the next day trying to learn a new trick, because that was the drive. And so if I had any advice, that's the advice. Just keep focusing on your skill set and try to be well-rounded in it.
That's what I tell everybody. That's what I was taught. Just work on your craft. Everything comes second.
Yeah, just
it's work
nose
on
to the
your craft.
grindstone. Absolutely.
Yeah. You have to want this shit more than you want breathing, man.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, and in my day, we didn't aspire to fame or fortune because it didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So we did it absolutely because we loved it. And it was the furthest thing from cool. Like when I was in elementary school, I hid my skateboard. In junior high school, like I hid my skateboard because people would hassle me for skating.
That's crazy.
Because it was like I was a big kid with a yo-yo. That's how they saw it.
Huh.
And then so I just kept doing it. I didn't care.
I bet those kids are probably looking back like, damn, I fucked up. I should have been hanging out with this guy. Should have got a skateboard. That's crazy.
Listen, and it should be that way. I don't know. Every time if I see a skateboard, I would just think Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
The best. He's the best in the skateboard.
Seriously.
When I see a skateboard the other day, you just know Tony Hawk is the best at it.
No,
Thank you.
seriously.
I think my name got synonymous with video games too. So that was definitely a huge part of my recognition through the years. But I'm proud of it because I love those games.
You should be. Yeah.
I mean, you played them, so
Yes.
that says it all. You played a skateboard video game.
Yeah, but the fact is, I'm with the real thing right here.
Yeah.
The most important fact.
Thank you.
So how do you navigate your son being a pro skater now? Do you coach him? Like, do you?
Oh, no.
Do you
Does he
stay
listen to
back?
you?
Yeah. like,
No,
do you,
he's so
like-
far beyond my advice.
Yeah.
And his style of skating is much different than mine.
Okay.
He's more known as a street skater, so he skates all the urban elements, handrails, stairs, ledges, stuff like that.
Wow.
I'm more suited for ramp skating, half pipe skating, what we call transition, like riding radiuses.
Uh-huh.
So he's way beyond me in terms of the kind of skill set I have for what he does. And he's a grown ass man. Like he makes his own choices and
Yeah, but he's playing dangerous though, huh?
yeah, I mean the stuff he does for sure.
that's
Yeah, and it's
dangerous.
the risk factor is high, but he's also figured out how to sort of refine it so that it's more technical as opposed to just stunts, which is kind of where I was before I got hurt. Like I was starting to sort of tone down my skating where it was not so high impact because I'm old, and so I'd keep wanting to learn new tricks, but it wasn't like I'm going to do the next big spin or the next big aerial, and then I got smacked down, even though I was trying to do that.
Yeah. That's insane. How did he get into that though? Into that type of skating?
How did he?
Yeah, like
That, because that was really where skating was when he started. He was born in '92. Skate parks were
Very competitive.
a thing. Yeah, but it was more like there was the whole idea of ramps and skate parks were unavailable to him in a big way. So when he started, it was all street.
wow.
And he and his homies would go out and hit the streets and hit the rails and hit the stairs and get kicked out of places. And And that's how they learn to skate. But that's kind of how the new generation of skaters start anyway. They see that as the starting point. Like, do a kickflip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not like go out and do an aerial.
Yeah.
Do a McTwist.
No
It's more
facts.
like do
If
a
I was a
kickflip.
skater, I would be the skater your son is. If I was a skateboarder, I would be the same style your son had on the ramps and stuff on the walls, on the stairs and stuff.
On the street, yeah.
Yeah, I would
I mean, that's what
yeah.
they all are. Like, including Miles and Calvin Keegan. They're all, and even my son Spencer. They're all street. That's how they started.
Everybody's looking at you too.
Yeah, and then I'm like the old man on the ramp. I literally we'll go skate at my warehouse, and there's a little street course behind it, and I'm alone on the ramp, and they're over in the street course. That's pretty much how our skate days go. It's not combined.
Stay away from them. Don't hang out with them. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. It's awesome. I know we've been trying to coordinate this for a while.
So my wife said, yes, bring him here.
Thank you.
You're the man. You started a whole universe of skateboarding. I don't care how good those other guys were. You,
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
the
it's
faith.
all subjective.
yeah.
So you know what I mean. It's.
I'm just a fan. That's why I'm probably biased. I'm probably a little biased.
I appreciate it. It's crazy. It's crazy to be here.
So what's it? He had a great game yesterday. What was it? What day was it?
Oh yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, we just beat the Broncos.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's a good
I'm so
time.
proud of
It was
him.
a good time. My guy right there.
That's why you're sore.
It's sore as shit.
Oh, I
yeah.
saw him walk. I knew he was sore.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Slow.
Yeah, no, totally.
Worth
110%.
it, yeah.
Do 110%.
I mean, if you're gonna get hurt, that's the scenario to
That's-
get hurt, right?
Perfect scenario
Yeah.
to get hurt. I'm telling you.
Yeah, like when I got hurt, I was doing something cocky and stupid.
Mhm.
But had I been in a big event, there's no regrets,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. What was the hardest trick you ever had to learn?
Uh-oh.
Well, so doing a 900 eluded me for 10 years. From the first time I tried it,
Mhm.
I thought about this yesterday. The first time I ever tried it was at this random skate camp in a small town in France in 1986. That was
Wow.
the first time I ever actually tried to spin around 2.5 times.
Mhm.
And it was a huge failure. And then I didn't really figure out how to spin it properly until 1994, 95.
Wow.
And then I started trying it actively after that. And then finally made the first one in 1999 at the X Games. So it wasn't that it was the hardest thing. It was just there was some technique that I was missing all those years.
Mhm.
And once I clicked into it, I could do it regularly.
Yeah.
So once I made the first one, it was a huge deal for me, obviously. And then after that, I could do it not easily, but I could get to it
Yeah.
each time.
That's so interesting to me. So with football, I feel like off season I could go and like train, do drills. Mike, I feel like you could do the same with
Exactly.
boxing. How do you train and get the reps you need without getting hurt or putting your body under that stress?
I try to just skate regularly. That's it. That's what it is. And try to stay loose. And when I do skate, I'm not just cruising.
Yeah.
It's not just doing reps. It's actually challenging myself to maybe do something a little bit harder each time. Not harder, but you know what I mean? Getting into the more technical and challenging tricks because I want to keep that level of skating up. So that's sort of that's my war.
So you gotta
I feel like I have to. I don't have to, but I put that pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And so that's how I was able to do that. Like, I did 900 up until a few years ago. I did when I was 48, and it was because I was skating regularly. I was spinning regularly, and it was like, I think I might be able to still have this in me to do it again.
That's insane.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
Christina, can you pull that up?
But I had a good run.
Tony Hawk do the 900. That's fire.
Yeah, that was that day. It was harder than I had imagined.
Yeah.
In terms of this one in '99. This is the first one I ever did, And this one actually, I had no plans to do it there at the event.
Ooh.
Like I had done my best trick before that, which was called a Varial 720. And then it was more like, well, what's next in my list of things I want to do at 900? So I just started trying it more to show the crowd, this is where I want to go. And then something happened there that I finally figured out the secret to staying on the very last turn. That was it right there.
You landed.
Ooh.
Oh, he landed.
So that was it. Like
Amazing.
I finally figured out
They're cheering for you?
how to lean my body. What's
Is
that?
that them cheering for you? They're cheering for you?
Those are my competitors. Yeah. Yeah, that was Andy McDonald. He and I still skating together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, once I figured out that landing thing, that was it.
I get anxiety just watching this. Like I'm like, my heart's like
The crazy thing about this is that the time was up and they let me keep going, which if it was a big event like Olympics, that's not going to happen.
No way.
Right? But X Games, they went raw. Like they just let me go rogue, and I was thankful they did. I didn't think it was going to be on TV or count for the event, but I just wanted to make it.
God damn.
What
Yeah. So
were you thinking in that moment?
I still couldn't believe I made it.
Yeah.
I didn't believe I made it until I saw all of them rushing at me. So that to me, that was
Wow.
like, did that really happen? That didn't just happen. And then everyone was coming up to me. I was like, oh, I guess it actually happened.
It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. That was definitely the highlight of my competitive career. And that was my kind of end to my, I had competed 20 years up to that point, and I felt like, well, that's the way to end on a high note. So I stopped competing after that.
Makes sense. I mean, you got, you're influential and you got people like Lil Wayne skateboarding.
Oh,
That's all I gotta say.
you know what? A lot of people gave him grief because they thought he was just jumping on the bandwagon or whatever, but he has been skating.
I think he has a
since.
whole
And for the
complex
last-
in his heart. Doesn't he have the complex skating complex?
Yeah, for the last at least 10 years.
Yeah. Like,
You know who I've been giving lessons to recently is Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he just built a ramp at his house. Like they finished it yesterday. He sent me photos of it.
Is he pretty solid? Is he pretty good?
Solid, yeah, small, but
Small.
but I mean, he took 2 lessons from me and then decided to build a ramp. That's a big step.
Yeah, that is pretty intense.
But he's all about it. He's in Japan right now, and when he comes back, he wants more lessons.
That's dope. Did he just reach out to you? Like
He did, yeah. And you know, I don't generally give lessons, but I realize that with him advocating for skating, it only helps everyone.
Yeah.
And he's introducing it to a whole new audience, and he's got such a great fan base, and he's a pleasure to work with. Like that's the thing, is I really enjoy it because he takes direction well. He is very affable, and it's been fun. It's been really fun getting to know him.
Cool.
You know what I'm really impressed with you right now is I didn't realize how tall you are.
Oh yeah, 6'3".
That's hard as shit. I did not know that. I feel like the taller you are, it's
God.
harder to skate, ain't it?
Okay, this is me trying to street skate. You can see my limitations.
You didn't get hurt.
I'm not as smooth. Yeah, you know what though? I grew up as a runt. So when I got tall, that helped me in a lot of ways. But I don't know if I would have been able to skate had I started when I was already tall.
Mm.
What you see is the Mike Bites, the hottest gummies around.
Are they ear shaped?
Yeah, can't keep them in the store.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's
Thank you.
Yeah, big.
Yeah, so we would love to give you some merch as well. To get some of this merch, folks, you always go to hotboxin.store. Yes, to get this merch. Thank you so much for coming, my man. I really
thank you
appreciate it. I
guys.
just wanna give
It's
this-
Hey,
I
don't
wanna
get
give
too
this-
pleasure and
strong with
honor.
the ears.
Wow.
We have one more gift, brother. Thank you
Look at
very much. This right here.
Tyson Tribe.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Yes. This is gonna be very stimulating.
Wow.
Very stimulating.
Wow, thank you.
Rick Drip.
Toad Tyson.
You'll be okay.
Thank you, Mike. Well, I brought you that skateboard.
Thank you very much.
I hope that your second time on it goes better than the first.
I think I just leave it in my living room.
That works too.
Make it a prop.
That works for me.
This has millions and millions and tens of millions of people are watching you right now.
Right now?
Right this minute. Tell them how to get in touch with you and tell them what you want them to know.
I'm excited to still be skateboarding for a living, so to speak, and to see how far it's come, and to still participate and bear witness to all this success. Like skateboarding was the furthest thing from cool when I was a kid. I'm at Tony Hawk on all the social media platforms, and Hawk vs. Wolf podcast every week with Jason Ellis. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks.
There it is.
That's Mike Tyson. I'm Sebastian Joseph Day. And that's Tony Hawk. And this is Hotboxing. We're out of here.
See ya.
Thank you.